Welcome back. You're watching Midcap Radar. The Nifty is up 100 points at this point in time, almost 2%. Bank Nifty is leading the charge. Rishi Kohli now joins in from Pro Alpha Systematic Capital. Rishi, hi, good afternoon. Good to have you in our studios. First, if you could tell us about your AIF and also, what have you made of the recent market volatility? How would you be playing the markets right now?
Sure. So, we are on the AIF, like you asked, we are launching our AIF fund next week, and this fund is focused on the Nifty futures trading based on directional quantitative models. So we've been running this on the prop side and on the advisory capacity for a few years, and the idea is to make at least minimum debt returns in a worst case condition for the product, and on the higher side the upside is totally open. So one could make 50, 60, 70% returns also in large uptrends or downtrends, and the other advantage being obviously in downtrends also it will make money, which we don't really have too many products like that in the Indian market. So that is what we're excited about right now, and in a few months I think the momentum could pick up to reach some decent size. Initially we'll be starting with the minimum 20-25 crores that SEBI requires, but I think there's enough interest. We are seeing that in 3 to 4 months it could be significantly higher.
What's your own Nifty call now, looking at the volatility?
Yeah, so Nifty, I think broadly there is a bullish bias to it, both in the short term as well as medium to long term. In fact, medium to long term, technically as well as quantitatively, there are a lot of bullish structures which remain intact even in the decline to 5100 and everything. So that structure still remains in the near term also broadly. Even chartically, if you look at it, it's moved from 51 to 61.75, done a 38% retracement, exactly from there bounced in the last 2 days. So both short term as well as medium term, I think right now one has to have a bullish bias. There will be a lot of volatility. I think we have a very clear view that volatility is here to stay. We've been expecting that since the last 3 months, and last 2 months already volatility has spiked, and I think that is going to stay till the elections for many reasons. So the macro stuff is there for India. Globally a lot of stuff is happening, including the US. Even otherwise, volatility very quantitatively also has 3 to 4 year cycles, and we've seen 3 to 4 years of lower volatility playing out. From here till elections that will be high, so one should be expected for sharp 5% swings both sides, continuing with maybe an overall upward bias. So it's going to be a difficult market for investors, traders, I think, but there's still a lot of money to be made if one can play the volatility well.
So every time you see the Nifty dip about 2 to 3%, you would recommend that investors should go ahead and accumulate?
Yeah, I think that's not a bad strategy, or one could try to do that via some options. And obviously if you're doing it via futures, you need to have your stop losses there, because like I said, if a 5 to 10% volatility happens, I don't know how easy it will be for someone to remain in the trade if one doesn't have stop losses, or one can do it via certain option strategies.
So let's talk about a couple of stocks as well. I believe you have IDFC and L&T for us.
Sure. IDFC, I think it has a bullish bias. It should go to 98, 99 levels. How it handles that 9900 region would open up the further view on that. Medium term there is a positive bias, so I would again try to, similar to the Nifty, try to go more long than short on this stock, but again have tight stop losses. 88.5, 89.5, since it's already up slightly today, I think is a good strategy for it. L&T, again slightly bullish bias, not as bullish as IDFC, so I would be very strict with the 800, 804 region as a stop loss. And other than that, broadly it should try to bounce a little bit in the near term.
Rishi, when you say investors and traders should brace themselves for a lot of volatility, how steep could the correction be in this kind of volatility? Can we go to levels of 5200, 4800, or it's going?
Yeah, I think worst case scenario 4800, but ideally the 5100 kind of low that we saw month and a half back, I think that should stay for some time. I think in a worst case knee-jerk reaction due to any news or any other event, maybe 4800 is the worst case scenario. But other than that, I think you might be surprised it might show 6200 or a new high before it goes down, as people are thinking.
All right, Rishi, thanks a lot for dropping by to our studios, and thanks and good luck for your fund.
Thanks.